welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Josh Widdicombe, Ed Byrne, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Catherine, which category would you like?
Politics.
OK, politics is the category. The answer is 307 years. What is the question?
Is it, how long does an episode of Tumble feel like?
Is it how long before it's safe to play a wobble board again?
In many ways, the wobble board industry was the real victim of all that.
Is it how much older than her face do Madonna's hands look?
Is it, what's the age of Alexander Armstrong plus Tess Daly plus Claudia Winkleman times Blue Ivy minus Rachel Riley plus me plus the Queen?
Now you're off by a couple of years.
Is it how long before climate change will change Scotland into a viable holiday destination?
Dara, if loving you was illegal, how long would they have to sentence me for?
Really creepy.
Is it what is the combined age of 307 One Direction fans?
Is it without the plastic surgery, how old did Joan Rivers look? It's tragedy plus time.
There's no plus time with Joan Rivers.
It's how long her body will take to decompose. Sorry, Joan.
It's what she would
Peace
have
out,
wanted.
Joan. Peace out. You okay?
When will the Jeremy Kyle show run out of scum?
No,
That's
it. Distance myself from that sentiment. OK, does anyone want to give the actual answer? 307 years. Come on.
How long has Scotland been a part of Great Britain?
That's absolutely right, yes. Yes, the question I was looking for was how long has it been since the union between England and Scotland came into being? Ahead of next week's referendum in Scotland, a YouGov poll suggested support for independence is in the lead for the first time, although other surveys indicate the No campaign is still just ahead. It's a very highly charged issue and lots of people very strongly about it, so it's important that we're not seen here to be taking sides, we remain impartial. Also helps that there are literally no Scottish people appearing on the show this week. That is not a coincidence. No Scottish people publicly want to give this opinion on this. No, I'm not available that week.
Is it just me, or every time you hear YouGov, you want to go, yes, Squire?
I know the Scottish people don't like it when people who aren't Scottish discuss it, though, because there is that sort of, well, it's nothing to do with you. But it does affect all of us. You know, whether if Scotland go independent, that'll affect everybody, particularly, you know, every country on the planet will now have to buy an embassy in Scotland. And, you know, Greece can't afford a house in Edinburgh.
Certainly not during the festival time.
Oh, no.
Ireland, Greece and Portugal, we'll have to get together and, like, share a flat in Falkland.
It will affect everybody, though, won't it? You know, if Scotland go independent, the chance of a united Ireland is that much greater. Good chance that Wales will then leave, Yorkshire will leave, Cornwall will leave. It'll be the more united queendom of Lesser Britain and no Ireland. That is what it will be.
I think we should just do a thing where, like a kind of one out, one in policy. So when they go, we'll, like, get Mexico. And then if England want to go, in the end, we could have a whole new lineup, like, you know, the Sugar Babes.
Because they're giving it going to be Mexico, Syria and Mucha Buena. Could be the United Kingdom.
Mexico is edging its way in. I've noticed a lot more burrito availability.
The burrito is very much the beachhead of the Mexico becoming part of the United Kingdom. Yeah. It's unusual, some of the effects of it. If it's a yes vote, the average rainfall in Britain will go down.
Yeah.
The average life expectancy in Britain will go up. And the Wimbledon clock will have to be reset at 78 years. And also saying things like, "You'll have had your tea then," will now be racist.
Because they weren't to begin with.
No, it wasn't anyway. It was just like interregional joshing, whereas now it's across international borders. That's an act of war.
Well, the rhetoric of the No campaign has been very negative.
Yes.
For a No campaign.
Yeah.
But it has been, in a way, like, if you think of it as being a breakup, you know, rather than being like, again, you know, I don't think this is working out and I want to leave you, rather than responding with like, but come on, we're such a great team, the great times we've had together, rather than being like that, the response has been like, you're going to leave. You'd be nothing without me.
Personally, I'm just impressed at the speed with which the No campaign managed to get Kate pregnant. Quite incredible.
Isn't part of the problem, though, is that, you know, the Scots, the English, Welsh and Irish, they've all got very strong identities, whereas when anybody thinks of a British identity, they tend to think of a sort of watered-down English stereotype, more of a sort of Hugh Grant sort of figure. Whereas, of course, that's not the accurate English stereotype, is it? Much more accurate, fat tracksuit and chips getting sucked off in Magaluf, right? But if you think of that, that could easily be Scottish, Welsh or Irish. That is the vision that we should be showing people.
You're right.
The answer is staring you straight in the face, and it is fried chicken. And I know this because I was about 10 years old during the French-Canadian referendum in Canada, and they were really upset. You know, they felt their French culture wasn't being respected in Canada. Now, French-Canadians don't realize they're not considered French anywhere else in the world. But they wanted signage to be all in French, and KFC is KFC in France. But in Quebec, they wanted it PFK, Poulet Frites Kentucky. And they banged on about that for ages. And as far as I remember, I was 10 years old, we gave it to them, and they relaxed.
That's great. So you would suggest driving vans up to Scotland and just going, "Hey, nous avons des poulets, les poulets frites, yeah."
You can change the name so it'll be Muck KFC,
Muck KFC?
and Muck McDonald's.
Just... Or we just call it Kilmarnock fried chicken.
Is anyone else worried about the future of the Great British Bake Off?
It's surprising that it hasn't been more of an issue, to be honest.
They're going to rename
There's
it...
3 weeks left. What if they go? That invalidates the result of this series. Bread Week next week.
What they're doing it just before Bread Week. These people are animals.
I think Britain carries on, though, doesn't it?
Well, does Britain, yeah.
The United Kingdom just becomes a slightly different thing. But Britain still exists, doesn't it?
Great Britain goes, yeah, it does, yeah.
Great Britain goes, but Britain remains.
Could we scale it down and just become Good Britain?
Yeah. Good deal.
Instead of UK, OK.
Yeah.
Because you've still got Wales. Poor Wales. We won't be the United Kingdom anymore. Wales is... I'm literally right here.
The No campaign have tried to rebrand the union to make it more sexy, haven't they? So what they've tried to learn from the fact that Brad and Angelina became known as Brangelina, they've tried to take England and Scotland and put them together and call them England.
But this is independence. I'm sorry, I haven't really gotten involved in this at all, right? As an Irish person, you kind of feel, no, this is for you to worry about, like, whatever. Because the issues in Ireland, when we were looking for independence, were very distinctly different. And it was like, at no point during Michael Collins' negotiations of the treaty in 1919 would it have changed if somebody leaned in and go, but what currency will we use? Oh, you're right, sorry, we hadn't thought this through, actually. Yeah, sorry. But equally, it is kind of weird, because you're going, not a shot fired. This is independence without, like, anyone being killed, you know. Look, any countries have gained independence, whatever. This is the most peaceful... We would have loved if independence was going, yeah, I got work, and then I'm going to do coffee, then I'm going to get independence, then I'm going to do Pilates.
It's been the most peaceful so far, but Nigel Farage has yet to go up to Glasgow. It's a nightmare scenario for him, because if Scotland votes yes, immediately he's got 5 million more foreigners massing on England's shores.
They've just brought Gordon Brown in, and he's leading the No campaign. he might conceivably get the result he wants, because when he led Labour in the general election, he got a resounding no, didn't he? So
Apparently their secret weapon is they've offered to reduce 5 a day to 3 a day.
The English are worried about losing the oil, but I was thinking, why don't we just, you know, boost up the fracking on the Scottish border, right, to make you know, good our energy needs, and then if it all goes tits up, we'll have a physical divide as well as a constitutional divide.
You're essentially going to blow a hole between...
We could then, like, all sit on the side and push it off with our legs.
How deep is the hole that you're hoping to... that you would push and it would just
I'll be
float
absolutely
off?
honest with you, I haven't thought through all the implications.
I would say that whatever about the politics, the geology of your suggestion is also relatively weak.
And then we'll drag Mexico into place.
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Hugh and Gary. Now we play a round called Jock the Week. This game involves Josh and Gary, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about the subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is weather. Who wants to spin that? Josh.
My parents live in Devon, where they had these storms earlier this year. I got a very strange text off my mum just before the storms. Just said, Josh, just so you know, the storms are on their way, so I've put the wheelie bin in the shed. Not sure what I'm meant to do with this information. I wasn't going, oh, thank God for that, I've been worrying. That's not what you do before a storm. Go, should we get the kids inside? No, 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 get the wheelie bin in the shed, mate. Take another month to order one of them from the council. I'm watching the news going, terrible storms hit Britain, 14 wheelie bins are missing. I mean, I couldn't care less. I live 250 miles away. How strong are these storms that I need to watch out for the bin? The people I feel sorry for during the storms are the on-the-spot reporters. They are people that know their bosses do not value them at all, They are people who've got to work and the boss has gone, have you heard there's a terrible storm on the way? Do you think I should go home? Better than that, mate. I'm sending you down to the edge of the sea. Where you're going to interview a man whose umbrella is inside out. People I don't like are the people that complain during the storms. People complain their flights were cancelled. I wouldn't complain if my flight was cancelled during the storms. I'd complain if I got to the airport and my flight was the only one that wasn't cancelled. If you got to the airport and they went, EasyJet, flight E4597 is going to have a go for it.
Well done, Josh. OK. That leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And subject is transport. Where you go, Gary.
I had a nightmare on the journey over here, and luckily that woke me up just before I ran over a small child. The other day I lost control at a roundabout, and then I went absolutely bonkers on the swings. I stopped in a lay-by, there was a sign saying no dumping. That was all right, I was just having a wee. I joined a breakdown service for Scousers. It's called the AA. Calm down, calm down. If they can't fix your car in an hour, they'll nick you a new one. The Paralympics taught us all that sometimes we should stop and put ourselves in the place of people with disabilities, and I have to say, those parking spaces are brilliant. In the car on the way over here, I kept hearing this annoying, whiny noise. So I pulled over, my girlfriend got out to have a look at the engine, and I drove off. The other night, I saw a couple weaving all over the street. I said, honestly, get a loom. I accidentally filled the Escort with diesel. She died.
Well done. OK, points for both of you there. Come on back, come on back. OK. Our next round is called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Cameron's saying to the Welsh people, he's going, look at the kind of guests I bring to countries that don't ask for independence.
Is it the weirdest ever edition of Snog, Marry, Avoid?
I think he might stop me saying, in this relationship, he's me and I'm Nick Clegg.
Is he so posh, Cameron, that he's not playing air guitar, but he's playing air lute?
Is Cameron going? So then the black guy says to the waiter, he's standing right there, isn't he? That would be a diplomatic incident, wouldn't it?
Is he saying, I'll be home late tonight, this one's dragging me out for a pint?
Is this proof that leaders are shape-shifting lizards? That's Cameron, Obama and Angela Merkel.
He's going, I've been telling him how you're all going to help me catch the known terrorist, Abu Gheveni.
Is he saying, we used to have one of these fellas at the Bullington Club. They used to bring us drinks and play some jazz piano.
No, go to the actual answer.
It is a NATO summit which is being held in Newport.
Yes, indeed. Well done. Thank you very much, Hugh. Yes. This is a picture of US President Barack Obama and Prime Minister David Cameron during the recent NATO summit held at the Celtic Manor Golf Club and Hotel in Newport, South Wales. The summit marks the first time that a serving American president has visited Wales, and talks were dominated by Afghanistan, the situation in Iraq and the conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
I love the idea that lots of world leaders, their first thing they see of Wales is Newport. It is basically, isn't it? If you go there, strip club takeaway, strip club takeaway. If you're a lap dancing chef, you get a lot of work in Newport.
Did they mean to meet in New York, but just have an autocorrect nightmare?
What security measures were implemented for the summit?
Oh, there was a ring of steel.
That was the term used for it.
Which
What was that?
A fence.
Yes, it was fence, yes.
Big fence. What they did, they put a fence around... They put it around some of Cardiff as well, around the castle. They should have just... It's a castle.
On reflection, you know, you're right. There is rather a large wall as part of the castle.
But they had, like, SWAT teams, and to 2 a.m. on a Friday night in Cardiff, I want to see the hen party versus SWAT team kick off.
Yeah. What did Barack Obama do immediately after the summit?
He did a rather extraordinary thing, which was he's got his own helicopter, it's called Marine One.
Yeah.
And Marine One was flying him, I think, to London, and he made it stop on the way because he wanted to see Stonehenge.
He said it was the highlight of his tour. That is Newport for you, ladies and gentlemen.
He's also bloody lucky that when the helicopter landed, it didn't blow all the stones over, because that would have been a disaster.
He said it was part of his buckets list.
Yes.
But it's good that Barack Obama's bucket list contains school trips I did as a kid. I hope going to Cheddar Gorge and Wookey Hole are also on his bucket list.
Barack's no stranger to wonders. I mean, he himself is an unarmed black man in America who's never been shot by the police.
Do you know what I did like about the whole thing, though?
What did you like about the whole
Some of
thing?
the entertainment that they had.
What do they have as entertainment?
One of the things they were entertained by, Prince Charles's official harp player. Huh?
That's badass.
Because if you think about it, like, I'm not a big royalist, but when you've got somebody like Obama rolling into town, there's not many other world leaders can sort of outdo him, you know. You've got to go royal on his ass, you know.
This guy.
Nobody else has got Air Force One or Marine One or anything like that, but you can still go, have you got your own official harpist?
That's pretty
Don't,
sweet. Can you have your own dream sequences? Oh.
He's the Prince of Wales. Why doesn't he just have whale music? Surely that's more his thing. Is he not that kind of Wales?
No, he's not the Prince of all Wales. It's not like Beastmaster. I call forth the whales.
Do you know what? This is...
with them and my official harp.
I don't believe I have misunderstood that for 40 years.
Even this photo, I like to think he's just said, what, Congress won't let you have your own harpist? Baby, play him something.
We had a harp in our house.
Only the Prince of Wales could afford...
We had a harp in our house.
How Irish are you?
I'm unbelievably Irish. I am the most Irish person of all. Come dance with me in Ireland. We had a harp in the house, yeah.
With the poor children of your town allowed to come and play the harp.
No,
they didn't have their own.
They would dance as I played. They would dance as I played.
I've got an image of you now as the Pied Piper of Dublin.
Very much
leading the kids away.
They're green culottes.
There will come a court case when they will replay this as evidence.
Yes. I come from a very different world.
Did he have anything? Did he have clothes that you could put on when you were playing the harp?
No, I played it naked. You straddle it. You straddle the harp naked, a leg on either side, right? But you hold your genitals close into the round bit so they're not there, and then you...
And if you're drunk, you just bang it with your lad. Bing, bing, bong. Bing, bing, bong.
I challenge you all. None of you who can play the harp with your penis like I can. None of you. Is there a man here who can play the harp with his penis?
Did you just call it your lad?
Your lad. That's what you call it.
No, it's not.
It is. We're in harp-playing country. That's what you call it, right?
I wonder if Obama was looking surprised.
Aggressively, sexually. Come on! What of it? What of it?
Playing a harp. So you're playing a harp with an organ.
Do you know what? Psychologically, this is doing me the world of good, because my dad was a bishop, so I used to spend quite a lot of my childhood dressing up as a bishop, and I thought I was weird.
Have you still got a harp?
I don't have a harp. There was a harp in the house when I grew up, and it's still there. But
So now you have to go into, like, music shops to do it and stuff.
I might buy it. I might buy it. Someday.
Sir.
Walking in and playing Stairway to Heaven with your lad.
Sir, could you please at least wear a condom? Other people have been trying that harp.
You don't want to get harpies.
Yeah. The knee end of that.
Well, that's the NATO summit coverage.
This show, man, it makes some points. It makes some points satirically, you know.
What's wrong, Britain? Too much truth for you?
Yeah, wake up, sheeple. Lifting the wool from your eyes. And with our Josh, Captain and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely small ads.
For sale, one harp. Really, really used.
For sale, one hang glider. Don't call before 2, as we're attending a funeral.
For sale, engagement ring, never used, would suit Heartless Bitch.
Do you need a dog walker? You lazy bastard.
Comedian seeks new harp for no strings attached sex.
After leaving an abusive relationship, I'm looking for a fresh start. Contact Scotland.
For sale. Freezer. Not working properly. Would make ideal fridge.
Flexible nanny required. My wife only does a missionary position.
For sale. Mitsuki 400 AK X3S with extended cab and vortex box with 2 brushes. Would suit somebody who knows what the fuck it is.
Retired celebrity Lucky Likey seeks alternative employment. Also, for sale, wobbleboard, didgeridoo and paintbrushes.
Do you enjoy moonlit walks in the park? Then you might have witnessed a murder last Thursday.
Internet troll seeks stupid, fat whore, lesbian bitch for stimulating conversation and walks on the beach.
For sale, book of logic puzzles. Would suit somebody who wants a book of logic puzzles.
Correction. Last week's notice was mistakenly placed in the Men Seeking Men column, but actually I am genuinely seeking someone to demolish my back entrance.
OK, the next topic is unlikely lines from a superhero movie.
Come quick, Batman! Catwoman has just regurgitated Robin at the kitchen door again!
He stopped us again. Damn you, lollipop man.
Hey, Storm! I got something needs blowing.
The Dark Knight rises, has a quick tug, goes flaccid again.
Spider-Man is dead. And so is Flyman. Swallowed by There Was an Old Lady Woman.
How is my date with Spider-Man? Well, you know how the average person swallows 7 spiders in their sleep? What if it's like 1 million more than that?
Oh, my God, there's a coach full of children about to fall off a bridge on the M40. Still, not to worry, I can take the M1 instead.
A gas leak at the orphanage. Sounds like a job for me. The Human Torch.
You are the superhero every man wants to see. Girl on girl.
Help! We need to film these scenes quickly! This must be a job for cameraman!
Of all the mutants, Magneto was the hardest to deal with, as he was bipolar.
I am Patient Man. I work out every day, eat a high-fiber diet, and simply outlive my enemies.
Faster than a speeding bullet, stronger than an ox, and that's why we'd like you to piss in this cup.
They're getting away! What do we do, Patient Man? We wait.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Help! I'm stuck in a bath!
I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder if he likes me. I wonder if I'm fat. Wonder Woman.
Is that your advice, Thor? Normally, I just cook from frozen.
The gates to the netherworld are opening! Thor! Hit them with your fucking hammer.
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Hugh and Gary. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Ed Byrne, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. Commiserations to Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Josh Widdicombe. Thank you for watching. I'm Gara Green. Good night.
Josh Redder comes back on Saturday morning hosting Fighting Talk. That's on Radio 5 Live from 11. Over on BBC 3 now, Hannah and Dan are going to the funeral of their beloved drama teacher. It's going to be very emotional for the siblings. Here on BBC 2 next, it's Newsnight.